Hi all, and welcome back to part 2 of how to get some jobs using Upwork. There's going to be a number of different things that different people ask for. Now this guy, let's see. So first thing you do is you put on how much you want to charge per hour. So if, say for this job, I'll charge 15. Right here it tells you how much Upwork's going to charge. Now initially they'll take 20%. Once you've made $500 from a specific client, that drops down to 10%. And that's how they pay to keep in business. And then so this is how much you'll get paid per hour to do the job. So down here, this is where you put your cover letter. A few things that I always like to make sure I put in a letter, and if you notice this guy, it was on the first page, not on this page. But a lot of people like to know that you are US based. It is true that on here, your biggest competition are people in countries where they're willing to take $4 or $5 an hour. And a lot of the entry-level jobs will say that. But if it says entry-level, must be a US-based contractor, then feel free to apply to those ones, because they're sort of in their own way trying to say, okay, I want someone which, English is their first language, has a little bit more better spelling, because a lot of times, the Asian people and people in other countries that are willing to take a little bit less, they're really great at list building, really great at research. So maybe they want someone that's going to be a little bit better at, like right here, doing some news articles, some blogs, stuff like that. So you just come down here and you'll write, good afternoon. I am very interested in the project you have proposed. I am located in the East Coast, U.S. Now I say this basically because that's my way of saying I'm in the I'm in the U.S. and to let them know what time zone I'm in, because these people are all in different time zones. This doesn't say right there what time zone he's in. And am available to that. I spell that word wrong every single time I write it. Available to start ASAP. They want to know, like, if you're not available to start, maybe you'll be able to start like on Monday or whatever, just put the date so they know when you'd be ready to start if they were to hire you. I am interested in, I am looking forward to hearing from you. Kind regards. Now, you may put more than this if there's a job that you're really particularly interested in. If there's a job, say you really enjoy like things to do with healthy eating, and there's a person that's got a healthy eating blog or website and they want someone to write blogs for them. You can put in this, I'm also very interested in healthy eating. I actually, I'm a vegan, I'm this, that, and put a few things in there that makes your proposal stand out. Because what this does, when I send this, we'll send them an email with what I'm writing right here as the verbiage and my profile attached. So when they open it and they read, this one will probably be very, very boring to them. But if you put some stuff in there to make yourself stand out, like this one, urgent, virtual assistant needed. So if I put in here, I see you need someone ASAP, and I am the one you are looking for. So put something a little in there to make them be like, oh, okay, let me read a little bit more and let me check this person out. But yeah, definitely, this is the basis that you want to be. I'm interested in your project, where I'm located, when I could start, but definitely try to throw in just at least a line that makes you stand out from the other ones by being a little bit more interested in what the job is that they're suggesting to you. So once you've done You can add, I've never added attachments. I've always sort of like, if they wanted someone that's a graphic designer, a video editor, stuff like that, they want to see samples. A lot of the stuff I apply for doesn't really need samples. If you do have graphic design and or video editing or voiceover experience, you can have those available and just upload them quickly to that. That would be helpful as well. And then you submit your proposal. Once it's submitted, it will go through. And that's how your proposal looks once it's submitted. Submit a proposal. You can withdraw. If the person spams you, see, this is where the person sends you a thing and they're like, oh, send me your driver's license. I want to, you know, then I can hire you. Then you come in here and you could say inappropriate client behavior, and you can just put in here, this person's a spammer, and block them from contacting you ever again, and so you won't have to hear from them again. This also tells down here, once you've entered, like where they're actually from, wherever Hackensack is, but it's in the same time zone as me, so that's cool. And they've gotten 20 proposals so far, so I'm sure I didn't say anything enough to jump out. If you put something a little bit more, you'll jump out and be better, more noticeable than those other 20. So that's what it looks like to do that. Once you've applied, you can then, let's see if I gotta, so sometimes once you've built up and you've got a reputation on Upwork, you'll start getting invitations to apply to jobs. This one, the client was verified, but right now I'm working like 60 hours a week, so I can't really take on anymore, so I declined this one because it was sort of a small job for what she was looking for. So I declined that one, which is fine. She's got like 10 proposals she's looking at. But sometimes, because what'll happen is she obviously put in some info when she, skills required, flagged me as someone that would be a good hire for her, and so she reached out to me and see if I would want her job. And you'll get those as time goes on and whatnot. So here's one you could see what so I've got this current job I just got hired for. Country Carbon. They're out of Australia. And so once they activate the contract, they reach out to you. A lot of times they'll either want to do a Skype interview, a phone interview. A few jobs I've just, like this one, I literally, he just offered me the job. There was no interviewing. He obviously saw what I had to do and what he wants and was just like, okay, you're hired. Because all of a sudden I just got this email, you're hired. I'm like, okay, thanks, great. So sometimes that'll happen, but a lot of times they want to talk to you. They want to make sure that you're an actual real person that's going to actually do a job, and they're not going to be hiring someone to do nothing. So that's how, let me see, view if I can see the offer. Maybe I can show you that. This is just what the offer looks like. They offered, I accepted. It just happened like a couple of days ago. How many hours they're paying you and what have you. Let me see if I could show you. A couple of things you can see. Your work diary. So this is how Upwork logs you. So if you, once you get all logged in, you apply for some jobs, you'll download their desktop app. This is what their desktop app looks like. It's this little thing, and it'll become like a piece of your bottom information bar down here. And what you do is you click over here and say, I'm going to be working today, doing some work for Jen Smith. So I click on Jen, and then when I'm getting ready to work, I just click on. I think I've maxed out my hours for her, so that's fine. Once you've maxed out hours, it'll just not log anymore. So you just click on, and it'll start ticking. And while it's ticking, it is clocking your time. And how it reports back to employers that you're actually doing the work that they're asking you to do is it takes this video work, not a video, just snapshot work diary, and it takes completely random. It's not every 5 minutes, not every 10 minutes. It's like from here to here, 6 minutes, then that, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3 minutes, like random snapshots of your screen, so that the employer can look at it and be like, during this time, was she actually working for me? Oh, yep, she was doing the research I was asking her to do. So, in that way, they're able to look and see that the work that they're paying you to do, you're actually doing. You're not sitting here on Facebook while you're ticking time and clocking time for them. So that sort of guarantees to them you're doing the work. What happens is at the end of the week, you work Monday. The time is Monday through Sunday. So if you want to work on the weekends, you can. I don't, but it's an option. You can work. A lot of employers are very flexible. Some people will say, I want you available Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, because they want you to answer phones. If you are interested in doing that, you could do that. But I usually try to only apply for jobs that are very flexible, because that's the whole reason I decided to do this, was so I could have some flexibility in my day and not be stuck down to a computer if I didn't want to be. So you can work Monday through Sunday. At the end of the day, Sunday, I think it's around 6 p.m. It's the end of the work week, and then it'll start ticking for the following week. At 6 p.m. Sunday, they send to your employers the report of your last week's work, the hours you've worked, how much money they owe you. So they have until that Friday. So they have from the end of the day Sunday to Friday to okay that. And then once they've okayed it by the end of the day Friday, they send a notification into Upwork, and you get your money the following Wednesday. So it's like a job having like a 2-week paycheck hold, whatever, being hold for one paycheck. But after you've worked for like 3 weeks, then you're fine, because you're getting a paycheck every single week. It's those first couple of weeks you're like, oh, when am I going to get my money? But once you've gotten so you're about 3 weeks of work in, then you're good. You'll just get a check every single week. You're just going to make sure you're working every single week. So that's how you get paid. So I think I've answered most of the initial questions. There are tests that you can take if you are so inclined. I've never messed with doing that. I think I took one once. But there's a lot if you want to prove yourself. I mean, it just gives you better, especially when you're first starting, better rankings on your profile if you like take a English spelling test or whatever and score well. See, a lot of these people are probably people from other countries saying that they can spell well. But so you can do that if you want. Your timesheet, all sorts of info. Once they start messaging you, like employees, some employers, I like to keep, when I'm working for someone, I mean, a lot of times you'll move to using like Google Hangouts or the Google Suite or any profile or platform that they might use. But some people, we just keep our conversation right in here in Upwork, because it keeps it right from when you got started all the way through. So you could seriously scroll back if you're like, man, I know he gave me the password to the WordPress site. You could scroll back and find it. So it's sort of helpful if you. I have files here for each employer, but if you don't have them, you can look back and find any information you might be looking for. All right, so this is my quick run through of Upwork. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a note, send me a question, and I'm going to be setting up in-person trainings locally if someone wants to sit down and just work through, okay, you really need help with doing the profile, anything like that. I'm more than willing to help people out, because I'm very happy about how this has really affected and changed the way that I'm able to live my life, and I'd love to help a lot of other people do the same. I have no affiliation. Well, I get paid by Upwork because I work through them, but they are not paying me to promote them, and I get no referral fees or anything like that. I know some sites do that, but I find that this company is just the best simply because there's no upfront costs, and there's no, if you have like a month where you're not working, because for a while there, because if a lot of people know that I sell LuLaRoe, and I was super busy for about a month, and I didn't do anything on Upwork, and you don't pay any money if you're not working. It's only like a percentage when you're working your job. So that's perfectly great. A lot of other companies, they want you to pay a bunch of money to be part of it, and if you sign up, you pay a bunch of money, then you never get a job, then hello, what's the whole point of me paying you and me not getting any work? Thank you for watching my video, and be sure to subscribe below if you want to be updated on more similar activities.